Hello there, everybody, and today I am here to review the Outlaw Armaggon of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, this episode we are introduced to a new character, that being Armaggon, voiced by Ron Perlman himself, Hellboy, which we just talked about last video. But anyway, Lord Dreg has hired him in revenge against the Turtles, and he wants the Turtles dead or alive, and Armaggon's willing to take it. And we see more of Armaggon's design, and I think he was in the 80s show, or he got his own toy, and he's in the IDW Turtles. I think you even fight him in a video game. I think that's the history of Armaggon. But in this episode, the Turtles are on their next move to find the Triceratons. But that's where they are attacked by Armaggon, who wears like a mech-like shark suit. And so we're probably going to get a lot of shark movie references like Jaws. Like, we're going to need a bigger boat. This time we're going to need a bigger ship. And as Armaggon is attacking the ship, ambushing the Turtles, Leonardo goes out there to confront Armaggon. And it's quite a wild fight. He gets his butt chased. He literally looked like he was about to get eaten alive. Like, his mech is like chopping like a shark, and then he's chopping himself. Like, it's crazy. But I think Leo's saved to the last second. I think our characters managed to escape Armaggon for a bit. But that's where they go to some space station, an abandoned one, and they discover that the life there has been disintegrated. And we see ooze coming out of there, and Mikey's like grossed out by it. And as this is going on, they discover that this isn't so abandoned after all, as they are captured by a robot machine whose only face is a screen, and he controls like these weird-looking robot things who are not Krang droids, but they look like these giant mechs. And the Turtles do their best to fight these robots, but they end up getting grabbed by this thing. But it turns out they were captured by Armaggon, who has a perfect trap for them. But as this is going on, the Turtles are literally getting, and April and Case are getting fused with machinery and talking like cyborgs. But we're wondering what happens to the Future Droid. But he is taken over by the robot, the machine, and the Future Droid is actually taking over control. But I forgot to mention this, but we actually do learn about Future Droid's backstory. He basically gives a vague detail of how he was a scientist for another planet, but he was confronted by the Triceratons, and they ended up killing his body, but his robot, his assistant, put his brain in the robot, and that's the Future Droid. But to learn his story made sense, because now the Future Droid is taken over, and the Turtles and April and Casey are trying to convince him to get his mind back, but it's just not working out. And I think the Turtles end up getting free, because they actually almost die at this moment, but we know they're going to be fine. Because it turns out Armaggon decides to let them go because he wants them alive. But Lord Dreg decides that he's going to take down the Turtles himself, which is a change of character for him. But the Turtles manage to fight off Armaggon, and they try their best to free Professor Honeycutt, and April uses her psychic powers. I think she used them earlier to detect which is which in these ball things that Future Droid pulled out, and she manages to use them to get Professor Honeycutt his mind back before the robot controlling him takes over the entire ship they're on. But the professor manages to wear off the effects, and he manages to get his body back in order, in his robot body. And I think they all managed to get on board, but the place explodes because of the fusion in there. But Leo decides to stay behind as he finishes Armaggon off, and we thought Armaggon dies in this moment, but Leo tries to escape. But all the turtles or the rest are on board. Raph comes in, and he literally helps Leo escape at the last second. I do like the scene where they're like shouting hooray as they made it out from the explosion. And the turtles managed to get on board, and they managed to escape, plotting their next move towards the Triceratons. And it's revealed that Armaggon actually survived. So this won't be the last time we see him, but yeah, this episode was really fun. It was a nice introduction to a newer villain to keep the turtles on their toes. And I think I liked the last episode a lot more since of how wacky it was. But this episode is memorable for trying something new with some villains and learning about Honeycutt. But on the next few episodes, I'm probably excited to talk about. But I probably give this episode like a 7 out of 10. So that being said, thanks for watching, and Turtle Power.